Hello, it's Jimmy here, the Rally. So I'm looking here at a Toyota Pro Ace City, or it's basically a Citroen Berlingo or Peugeot Partner, Vauxhall combo, the same van really. But we've got one here that's got a code on it. I've already had a quick look over it, and my question is, did Toyota intentionally try to scam this man, or do they just not know what they're looking at? I know this is not a Toyota vehicle, so maybe they don't have the full experience on what's going on here. So this customer was quoted for a new DPF because of a fault code that's logged on the system, and I'm going to go inside now and we'll have a look at it. Okay, so if we're inside the van, we have the spanner light on. We've not got an engine management light on, and if you look there, we've just passed 120,000 miles exactly. Now, I've talked about this before on other videos, where at 120,000 miles on Citroen Peugeot vehicles you get a fault code come up, and a lot of people are being fooled into having to pay for a new DPF because the fault automatically logs up that you've now hit the threshold mileage and your DPF needs to be replaced. So using the launch Eurotab 3 scan tool here, we're just going to read the fault codes that we've got. So he didn't have this one when he went to Toyota, he just had this P242F. Now of course he's got this one as well. Both of these codes can be logged just based on the mileage. Now you can see here maximum threshold of the additive in the particle filter P242F. On the Citroens you usually get another code as well, P242 something, I can't remember it, but basically says the maximum threshold of the particle filter life has been exceeded. But in particular, this model is saying that the threshold additive in the particle filter is at the maximum. Now the problem with that is, on this particular van, it doesn't have an additive tank. So a lot of the Citroen vehicles have EOLYS fluid, PAT fluid that you refill, and Citroen say that once so many litres of that has gone into the DPF is now going to be getting clogged with that sort of additive that is supposed to help clean the DPF. It gets clogged with that additive after 120 miles, and it can't cope with taking any more. Now this is just a preset fault. It doesn't mean it's actually true, because like I showed before, many times we check the DPF and the DPF's working fine, the pressure is low, so it doesn't need a new DPF, and that is the case on this van as well. It doesn't need a new DPF. We've got 4 millibars of pressure, and it doesn't even have an additive for the particle filter that this fault is saying that the van has now been overloaded with. So the maximum threshold of the additive is in the particle filter. There is no additive tank, it's not fitted. If we look under this van here, it doesn't have one. It's got a fuel filter there and an AdBlue tank over there. Now if we go back on the diagnostic here and we look at the information of the DPF, let's have a look. You see here you've got a distance remaining before replacement of the particle filter. So it's a countdown basically. 180,000 kilometers or 120,000 miles. Sometimes it'll come on just before that, 116, 118, something like that. But you can see there that the countdown, this is why the light's on, because the countdown has run down. The van doesn't actually need any work doing to it. And then we've got a differential pressure of only 4 millibars. So there's nothing wrong with the DPF there, it's not blocked. The soot load is at 39 grams. So what I can do is, if we just go back here, now the customer, he does want me to just clean out the DPF and clean the catalyst, so we can hopefully get rid of that P20E code as well. We'll clean out the AdBlue injector as well. But what I can do is here, I can just go on this diagnostic machine, and you can sometimes just get away with doing this. Well, let me go back here so I can show you what I'm actually doing. So we'll go to special function and spare part. So we're just telling the vehicle that it's got a new DPF and it will be fine. You might have seen one of my videos recently where I told the vehicle it's got a new DPF at 120,000. Then the customer came back to me a year later. He was a delivery driver, so he came back a year later and the van was on 240,000. We again had the message up. He's now on 300 and odd thousand, and all I've done is twice tell the vehicle that it's had a new DPF. Well, something happened there. Let me see what happened. Okay, so what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to come out of the Toyota and just go into Citroen, because that's what the vehicle is. Always find that these vehicles, when you go in as a Toyota, because it's not really a Toyota, is it? So instead of letting this automatically choose, I'm going to go in here and just tell it that, look, you're not a Toyota. You might identify as a Toyota, but you are a Citroen. So let me go here, we'll press Citroen. Now if we go into Citroen and we'll do an automatic search, let's see what it says it is. Oh, no, it's not working. So, right, I was being a bit smug there, thought I was going to get something funny come up, but no. Alright, let's try something else. Let's try Peugeot. Now I could have something wrong with my internet connection at the minute. Peg, what the fuck? Peugeot. We'll press that. Alright, let's try an automatic search as Peugeot. Cars and supported again. Strange. Let's go to just manually select. We'll select the van, and this is Peugeot partner. Now this is where I get confused. Is it a partner B9? Partner 2? I can't remember. Now we'll go to special functions again. Let's try that again. Let's go in here, engine ECU. It's the... none of these, no, we're in the wrong system. I hate when they put these fake badges on a vehicle that is not what it is, because it always makes the diagnosis difficult. Okay, so we're now trying that again as a Citroen Berlingo K9 model, and it wants me to start the engine. Okay, so it's now doing a test there. It's just the machine there itself is holding the revs up for a minute. It should take a couple of minutes and then it'll come back down. Okay, so what I've done there is I've put the Launch UK DPF cleaning fluid in through that oxygen sensor there. That's going to clean the catalyst and the DPF rather than going directly into just the DPF itself. Okay, that's that test complete. Okay, now I'm doing reinitialization of the Denox faults, which is this menu right here. Now we can clear these faults. Now we can see, if we look back on the live data here, the distance remaining before we need to replace the particle filter again is 180,000 miles. So all that is just telling it it's got a new DPF, and then that's fine. The vehicle is now happy. We can even see there that the differential pressure has come up a little bit, but obviously that will come back down a little bit. Once we put the fluid in, it softens up the soot, which then temporarily obviously makes more of a clog until it actually burns off. So we'll hold the revs up for another couple of minutes and that will come down a bit. We've also reset the catalyst, so the Denox system. And if we look on the Denox system here, we can see the AdBlue tank is working at 5.9 bar. Steady pressure, average consumption. Okay, now we can exit the data stream and just go back in to confirm that we have no fault codes. So now we've just completed a full scan of the vehicle. Got a few other little faults that are in here. We'll just try and clear all of these and hopefully they'll just stay clear. Most of these sort of Citroen type vehicles, when you do a full scan, you'll see all sorts of voltage issues that sometimes you just clear and you don't never see these faults again. Low voltage on the battery can just set these off for no reason. So I'll always just do a clear and see if the faults come back before you sort of look in any further into them. Okay, so these are the only two faults that have returned after we've rescanned it. And that's it, that's another Toyota there saved for the day. So I'll see you on our next video.